The hustle and the grind culture has done more harm than good because it's led far too many entrepreneurs into overworking themselves, often for all the wrong reasons, burning out, and maybe even abandoning their businesses for good. So if you've been hustling and are starting to feel maybe apathetic or you're struggling to stay productive, you may be facing entrepreneur burnout. But not to worry, because you can get back on track in your business and in your life by abandoning the hustle and the grind mentality and implementing the steps I'm about to share. But first, you might be asking, Marisa, how do you know you're experiencing entrepreneur burnout? Well, the signs show up differently for everyone, really, but some of the most common signs of entrepreneur burnout are when you struggle to stay productive, or you're more stressed or more overwhelmed than you usually are. Maybe you're easily distracted and you've got that low attention span, or maybe you don't even have the motivation to work on new projects or initiatives, and sometimes you're more irritable than usual and you find yourself just snapping at others quickly, or maybe you're just bored with a capital B. I'm Marisa Murgatroyd, and I've taught thousands of people how to fulfill their dream of launching an online business while generating millions of dollars in sales for my own business. And just about a year ago, I felt like I was stuck in what I call the golden hamster wheel, where I'd created this big business for myself. I had a big audience, I have a big team, I've got all of this going on and it's so good, but I felt trapped inside that goodness because I could look out and know what I was going to be doing 2 years from now, 3 years from now, even 5 years from now if I stayed on the exact same path. And that made me really bored and kind of irritable and snappy because I didn't feel alive and I didn't feel challenged. And I felt lost in the hustle and grind of that successful schedule that I just needed to rinse and repeat over and over and over again. But I'm not such a rinse and repeat girl, so I needed to get out there and feel connected again to what was next for me. Versus maintaining what I had, how could I continue to grow and evolve, even if it meant taking my step off the gas pedal over here to explore over here, even if I didn't know how that was gonna go? If you felt that way, whether you're just beginning and you feel overwhelmed, or whether you've achieved a certain amount of success and you feel trapped in your success, the question is, what do you do when you start to feel this way? Well, for most entrepreneurs, they ignore the signs and they hope that if they just keep on grinding it out, it will work itself out. And then one day they're just going to magically wake up and feel passionate again and ready to take on the world. Now, don't do this, because ignoring burnout can lead to it lasting much longer than it needs to and maybe even getting worse. That's why if you're feeling burned out right now, or you just want to help prevent burnout from happening to you, follow the 9 steps that I'm about to share. So, step number 1, pinpoint the causes of how you're feeling. So if you want to kick burnout to the curb, you first need to pinpoint exactly what's causing it in the first place. Otherwise, you're going to wind up going around in circles and getting burned out all over again and again and again, and it's going to become this vicious circle. So to pinpoint why you're feeling this way, ask yourself, what's my schedule like? When do I feel the most stressed or the most overwhelmed? Are there things I can eliminate from my schedule now that are going to give me some peace? Do I need to log off by a certain time each day? Asking yourself these types of questions can help you find what's blowing out your productivity flame. Which leads me to step number 2, and that is completely unplug. Now, you may not want to hear this, or it may stress you out even just thinking about it, but the best course of action to recover faster from burnout is to take a break from work altogether. That could be a vacation, or maybe just being at home with family without turning on the computer. I just got back from 10 days in Baja, Mexico, and I gotta say, I'm feeling so much better than when I left, and I'm ready to take it all on again. And sometimes you just gotta step away from the computer. So try to give yourself at least 1 week away if you're starting to feel this way. And if you can't step away, I've got 7 more simple ways to recover from burnout while you're actually working. So step number 3 is to find time for yourself. So if you can't take off a week or so, it's still essential that you try to find time for yourself in the everyday moments of your life. Maybe you start up a favorite hobby again, something that fills you up rather than draining you, or you do what I do, which is take a walk in nature with my husband each day, or maybe take a long weekend to spend with your friends or your family, or maybe just taking a night off to do something new or different. Or simply find small 5-minute break points throughout your day to do something physical, or tune into yourself, or do something that gives you life. Now, take a moment and just look at your calendar right now, and go ahead and pencil at least one time in the next week to reconnect with yourself. And if you want to, do it again for the week after that, and the week after that, and the week after that, and onwards and upwards. That brings me to step 4, which is put your burnout to rest. How much sleep are you getting a night? 8 hours, 5 hours, less than 4? Because the amount of sleep you get can contribute to burnout. The solution? Put your burnout to rest by resting. So boosting productivity and ditching burnout can be as easy as getting a few extra Z's a night. So a study by the American Academy of Sleep Medicine found that people who get 5 hours of sleep experience 29% more productivity loss. So if, like so many entrepreneurs, you struggle just to turn off your brain, try sticking to a sleep routine and schedule. Or put down those devices an hour before bed. Create a restful environment, a new pillow, a weighted blanket, a white noise machine, and ditch caffeine later in the day so you can really get that deep rest that your body needs to regenerate. Now that leads me to step number 5, which is just say no. One of the most important words you need to use as an entrepreneur is no. Because if you don't say no, you're going to wind up becoming more and more burnt out while piling on even more tasks to handle. So learn how to say no to things like unnecessary meetings and invites as you grow your business, because you're going to get lots of these. So if it doesn't directly impact the success of your business, just say no and trust your team to handle some of these things for you. And if you don't have a team yet, say no anyway. Saying no also means that you need to set boundaries with your clients, and you may even need to say no to some of them altogether, because nothing can derail your business like taking on bad clients. Now, while all these steps are helpful, none of them will cure your burnout if you don't have a business that's fully aligned with your values and your unique gifts. That's why I also want to make sure that you attend my free 60-minute masterclass, Discover the Business You're Truly Meant to Build, and how to share it with the world. So go ahead and save your seat over at startwithyou.com/masterclass. All right, so I've got a few more steps for you. Step number 6 is to delegate. All right? Now this goes hand in hand with saying no, and it's one of the hardest things for entrepreneurs to do. So why is it so hard? Because a lot of us, we start off flying solo in our business, so it can be super tough to just let go. But if you don't, you're not only going to get burnt out, but you're not going to build your business nearly as fast because you can't do it all alone. So ask yourself this one simple question. What day-to-day tasks aren't bringing you any joy? Now this can be both work tasks or household tasks. Then go ahead and delegate them. When you get really ninja with this, you can also ask yourself, what everyday tasks aren't in your highest best use, aren't in your zone of genius? And delegate those too. Because the more you delegate, the more you can focus on the things that are really going to move the needle for you while lighting you up. Now that brings us to step number 7. Switch it up. Specifically, switch up your environment, because your burnout could simply be the result of staying in between the same 4 walls every single day, day after day. So if you're feeling uninspired, try working from a new location, even if it's just a different location in your house, because a simple change of scenery might be what you need. Or perhaps you're like me and you like to head off for a coffee shop for a few hours in the middle of the day, or maybe a co-working space, or friends, or even work remotely from some island or some other exciting place around the world. All right, now let's talk about step number 8, which is to lean on your industry friends. Now, talking with entrepreneurs in your inner circle, people who really understand the ups and the downs and the all arounds of entrepreneurship, can help you get refocused and pumped again. Now, I could not thrive without my supportive inner core of business besties who can give me the perspective I need and a place to just vent or someone to cheer me on. And finally, most importantly, number 9. That is to reconnect with your passions and your big why, and really take some time to sit down and think about why you started your business in the first place. And if you can't remember why, or you find that the business you've built, it's not so aligned with your values, or you're just no longer connected with that driving force, that could also be the root cause of your burnout. Because it's really hard to hustle and grind for something that you're no longer passionate about, or maybe weren't ever passionate about. So if you're feeling that way at all, definitely save your seat for my free 60-minute masterclass to discover the business you're truly meant to build and how to share that with the world over at startwithyou.com/masterclass. Now, if you want more videos like this one to really support you in stepping it up, go check out Improve Your Productivity with the 80-20 Rule and how to multiply your time. All right. Go out there, live your message, subscribe for more videos from me at Live Your Message, and just make it happen. You got this.